Hello and welcome. And today we will discuss about how money work. And this is one of the best book I have ever read. And today we will discuss from the basics. And I did it before also many times. And the publisher is DK, and DK is one of the best book publishers in terms of if you see the visually explained book. And I read many books about DK, and this is one of the book and about how money works, how business works, so how to work, how things work. Actually they really create a good enough about of series of books where I found this is very fascinating and interesting to read all those books. So today we will try to read some few phases, and I will also add my own views and thoughts on it, and so that it will be more relevant and valuable. And let's see what is written in the book actually. And so the cover page is saying the 7% or 7% the average annual stock market return since World War 3. 7%, great. So 10% of the world's lives uh, on the world lives on one $0.19 is too small. How come? So less than $2, they live per day. $2 means yalla is too less. 2.5 billion adults don't have a bank account. The first old age pension is 1891. There are 180 currencies in of uh, use around the world. 180 currencies, out of which I have used one is US dollar, then another is AED, United Arab Dirhams, and Rial, okay, Saudi Rial. And the first currency I use is Indian Rupee, and then also Bangladesh Taka, and Pakistani also Rupee. So this kind of currency I have used before, but in the world there is 180, and out of which they use US dollar is the world reserve currency. So they believe more in the US currency, which is good thing actually. And I don't mind if people are believing on it whatsoever. Now let's do one by one. I'll just make it fittings. Okay. I want to remove one pencil from here. This is highlighter. Okay, let's see how highlighter works. This is crazy. Okay, now move to the next part. How money work. There is fundamentals here. The mentions. Okay, money, it help you to borrow or help you to borrow more, and then you can trade with that. Okay, and you can exchange the money. This kind of stuff we will discuss, no doubt. Money actually is a exchange of value. Okay, for example, you go in a barber shop, he cut your hair and you give him money. What you did actually, he solves your problem, he give you some values with the time, and he fix your problem. Like you have a long hairs, you don't have scissor, he cut it, right? But he have a standard payments, he charge almost everyone equally. Okay, if you are a rich or poor, but he maybe have some premium services which you can afford, like is for premium customers. So the concept is like, if you have money, you can go and ask him to give you the haircut. Okay, now the haircut you got, fine. Let's move into the next part. How money works, the facts visually explained. Great. If we talk about the writer, publisher is Lees Wheeler, Jonathan Metcalf, Karen Shelf, Mark Cavendish, Carl Greil, Sophia MTT, Gillian Reid, Mandy Ines. Good thing. Okay. Money basics. First, we have to understand the IOUs, the barter system, the money, how we used to trade and exchange in the past. Economics theories and money. How you are trading your money, your time, your value, and how you are getting you. Okay. Now, first is the basics barter system, then the corporate accounting, how the net income we are talking expenses versus capitalizations, depreciations, amortizations, depreciations, smooth earning, cash flow. Cash flow is very important thing actually. Cash flow is very interesting. Okay, now cash flow, then creating gearing ratio and risk. What are the risk? Financial instruments, shares, bonds, derivatives. Financial markets, the money market, foreign exchange, trading, primary, secondary markets, periodic marketing changes, arbitrage, manipulating the stocks market. That we will not go as of now. Day trading, different trading systems. Financial institutions like commercial and mortgage banks, investments banks, brokerage, insurance risk, and regulations, investments, and complaint. So bank is actually who is controlling, regulating money with the help of government. They are the most important thing. So if you can control the money, you can control the people also with their actions. You can control their lifestyle, you can control their spendings, you can control their activity also. Money is value, which value the people created, okay, and who is controlling that, who is owning that. Ownership is important here. The money supply, increasing and decreasing of the money circulations. Who are printing more money is for sure they are actually losing the values of the money itself. The money is nothing but it is linked with the values, okay. And currency, if we talk about gold, is the oldest currency we can consider. Like before there is a metal age, okay. People used to believe this stone or something written on top of it is the valuable. Then they change this into copper, silver, and now they come into the metal of gold. So every precious metal have a value. Now the land also is a very valuable assets. This land is a immovable assets, right? That we'll talk about the asset classes. Now the money supply, increase money circulations, banking reservations, and the money supply, recessions and depressions. Once in a every, like in a decades we face some kind of recessions, up and down, depressions, both. So managing state finance, governments and money supply, the central bank, the budget constraint, how tax work, government borrowing, public debt, accountability, and attempting control. So all this stuff we'll discuss. This is the book we have to read about. Now attempting and controlling, reading and economical indications, and interest rate, quantitative easing, the level of taxations, government spending, where the government is spending, okay. The government is actually who own the people, who own the land. Government is who we should deal with. It is the government we should do the business with, because government have the money, government who own the people. So how governments provide for the futures. Now inflation, how they are controlling the balance and of payment, international currency fluctuations, managing state pensions, and this kind of stuff. Why government fail financially? Because you see, this book is based on the US economical system. So most of the things activity they are discussing here are related to US. How government fail, the hyperinflations, how government fail, the debt inflations, how the price of the rupee decrease, This stuff is very interesting, crucial, and we'll discuss one by one. Now, the worth, wealth, and income, the calculations of and analyzing of net worth, the income and wealth. How is your income is related to your wealth? How day by day you become poor, or your income is increase or decrease, and how your wealth is increasing and decreasing, okay, without even you knowing it. So converting income into wealth, how you can convert your income into wealth and generating more incomes and gathering more wealth. Investments of income, investments for income, like dividends from shares. You can have you own the piece of businesses, like earning income from savings, investing in managed fund, rental income from the properties, and the life insurance. We will talk more on this also. Now, wealth building investments, like investments in property, which is the more wealth building, because see, in the world, one thing is very much limited: the amount of the land is limited, okay. Gold is limited, so which have limitations, okay. The not having much access, which is we believe is a precious, actually it's a metal, okay. It is we believe, okay, so that we can trade and exchange our food, our goods, and our values and times, and so on and so forth. So the investments property, and how home equity shares and manage funds, okay. Managing investments, asset allocations and diversifications, dollar cost averaging, risk tolerance, the optimal portfolio. Pensions and retirement savings and investments, investing for the pensions, converting pensions into income, how to manage the debt. That is a very interesting thing. Why you use debt? Debt is like, I owe you, I borrow you, because I will pay you back. Maybe I don't have now, I will gather and I will give you back. So loans, mortgage, credit union, credit cards, this kind of stuff. Money in a digital age, how this cryptocurrency work, the bitcoin, the crowdfunding, peer-to-peer lendings, this kind of the latest and new digital age currency, how these things work, we will discuss on that also. So it is interesting to have and conversations and discussions on all of these books. Now, you see, all the things, economical activity is running on the demand, on this basis of currencies, right? The money. So every time the currency value go up and go down. Currency is nothing what we believe that it have a value, and we should get, like, see, the thing is, every time currency value can go increase or decrease. Most of the time the currency value decrease over the time period. So for example, in India, or in 1 rupee, in 1960 it used to be like $1 or equals to, now 1980, I think, 50s or 60s, okay. And one, now it is 1 rupee, now $1 is equals to now 80 rupees. So how these things increase. So now let's introduce it. So money is the oil that keep the machinery of our world running. So people are running for money. Actually, it is, the money is nothing but a oil of the running the economy. So by giving goods and services and easily measures value, and money flags facilitate the billions of transactions that take place every day. Without the industry and the trades that form the basis of modern economy would grind to the health, and the flow of wealth around the world ceased. So money should flow in order to fulfill its obligations among the people. Money has fulfilled this vital role from thousands of years before its inventions. People buttered swapping goods they produce themselves to for things they need from others. Buttered is the sufficient for simply transactions, but not when the things trade are of differing values, or not available at the same time. Money, by contrast, has a recognized uniform value and is widely accepted. At heart are simple concepts. Over many thousands of years, it has become very complex indeed. At the start of the modern age, individuals and government began to establish banks that and other financial institutions were formed. Eventually, ordinary people could deposit their money in a bank and account and earn interest, borrow money and buy property, invest their wages in businesses, and start companies themselves. Now, bank could also insure against the efforts of climates that might devastate families of trades, encouraging risk in the pursuit of profit. So today it is the national governments and the central bank control a country's economy. The Federal Reserves, for example, the RBI, the financial authorities, okay, is the central bank, and the Fed issue currency. Actually, they can print the money, so determines how much of it is crucial, and decide how much interest it will charge bank to borrow its money. So while governments still print and guarantee money, in today's world it no longer needs to exist as a physical coins or notes, but can be found solely in digital form also. It is like it's reflecting in your account and digitally. No need to print anymore. We can reflect in your account that you have it. When you need it, you can take it. If you don't need it, okay, keep it with us. We will take care of your money. For example, I have my bank account, and in the bank account the money is deposit, okay, and they agree that I have this much amount of money and I can withdraw at any point of time, okay. For that I maybe pay some charges, or maybe they give but most of the time they roll out my money and they use it for other purposes, okay. And when I need it, they have few amount of savings and they use it to give you back. But if all the people go and ask for the same money, that all money they don't have, actually the bank don't keep all the money with them. That is interesting. That is very much interesting things, you see. So before, it was the trade is used to exchange our time, our money, our values, right, our products, our services, that we use to trade and exchange it. So you have to increase your services, right. Nowadays a one person cannot make enough money in order to exchange his time. Okay, so time is nowadays is a very cheap thing as well as very expensive thing. It's have a no measures of value. Time, you can't measure the value of a time. A time that take 1 hour but can create $1,000 of value, and a time can create $100 of value. So it's time that make what work you are doing and how much impact it's creating. That is also a value of time. So you have to value your time, you have to value your money, you have to understand your skills and your risk appetite, your value, your impact in the market. The evolution of money, how the money works. Before, it is like I have a fish, you have a grain, let's trade. But sometime I have fish which you don't need it, but I need the grain what you have. So that time we keep trading with each other. And this, now we say, okay, we will introduce some coin, like this is the number of coins you can use, later we will pay you back, right. So this is now the complicated and the digital version. So in the early form of trading, specific items were exchanged for others agreed by the negotiation parties to be a similar value. But evidence of trade record, now pictures of items were picture, like they use pictures of the item used to record trade exchange, like they want to record it, and becoming more complex as value were established and documented. Now coinage, the coinage is the define the weight of the precious metal, that how much weight is the coin have. Based on that, they can use for some merchants were later formalized as a coin there, that were usually issued by the state. So this world is all about trade, okay. What you have, what you can offer, you buy it from somewhere and you sell it to someone else, and they need it actually over the time, and they exchange it. So what, nowadays people exchange more things. Actually they can exchange their time, their money, and more fastest way, more better way, more they control. Actually 80 trillion money, estimated money exists in today's world. More than 80 is around 90 trillion. So out of 90 trillion, you have 90 trillion money exists in the today's world, which is very interesting. Now, supply and demand. The economic law of supply and demand state that when the price of the commodities such as oil fall, consumers tend to use or demand more of it, and when its price raise, the demand in decrease. Only one of the key factor affecting the price is the amount of a commodity available, its supply. Low supply will push price up as consumer are willing to pay more for something that is difficult to down difficult to obtain, and high supply will push price down as consumer will not pay a premium for something that is plentiful, that is available. For example, if we have a enough supply of water, okay, why should I pay more for the water? Either you create some additional value, then only I can pay you for that, that you make water purified or something, like you invent something. But if it is the oil is available everywhere, you can not pay will not pay now will not pay for this. Okay, so that is interesting. Now this demand and supply need to be understood, that people have demand. Okay, for example, I have a demand of 1 barrel of oil. Okay, now demand is there. Okay, demand of, like, for example, I need 1000 employee. This demand is here, but only 500 employee are willing to work. I still have 500 more employee gap. Okay, the demand gap is there. Now if I have a demand gap, I have to pay more to hire more people, more 500 people, more 600 people. Okay, in order, because they are not willing to come here. If we give them more money, they may become and ready to work for you. So the demand is here because they are earning enough and they are doing better there, so why they should come here? No needed, right? So this is all about demand and people, what they are willing to do it. I have a demand of a car, of a house, of a food, everything. I have a demand, and the supplier is sitting in the next to my backyard who is selling these things. So if I want these things, I have to give him what I have, like my time, my energy, my value, my food, or my anything I have to trade with, right? I give something in order to get something. So this trade is very important, and we will discuss later in the next part how to increase that, and how to create more value, and supply the demand, match the demand. So thanks for watching, keep watching, bye bye.